bad, and the odd. They don't half talk some bollocks.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Odd. We're hosts Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so this is a Daisy and your choice. Now, I thought it'd be worth reprising how we got to this, because for any new listeners, if there are any, Daisy is what we do. We basically, once a month, we daisy chain one film to the last film. It's just a little series we do. So we pick an actor, or a director, or music, or whatever, some connection between one film and another. The only rule is it can't be the same connection twice. It has to be a different whatever. And we started this with Muppet Treasure Island, didn't we? For some reason we chose Muppet Treasure Island. I think you picked that one. So then I picked, based on Tim Curry, Loaded Weapon. And then, based on Emilio Estevez from you picked Maximum Overdrive. And then I picked based on... No, actually, I think it might be the other way around, because I got a feeling you picked Keith... No, I picked the next one. Keith David, right? It was The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
And then
there was some other bridge, because Keith David was from that Chronicles of Riddick.
No, that's the next one. The next one was you picked Chronicles of Riddick based on Keith David. Yeah, there was. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Quick and the Dead was. Yes, it was a more obscure actor, wasn't it?
It was
the barman.
The
barman in The Quick and the Dead. I can't remember his name now. Then you picked based on Keith David, the Chronicles of Riddick. Then I picked based on Vin Diesel, The Last Witch Hunter. A bit rough. That was a rough patch. Those two.
Yeah.
And then based on Elijah Wood, you picked North, which we both enjoyed quite a lot, didn't we? Considering how horribly it was panned. Then based on that, I picked Reba McEntire, who was in North for Tremors. And that brings us to Kevin Bacon, the most famous connective movie star of all.
The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is kind of what inspired this.
Yes, they do. And we come to Kevin Bacon, and Kevin Bacon brings us to Footloose. So that's how we got it. Right, so it's not a musical per se, is it? It's got music in it and dance and stuff like that, but it's not really a musical. It's more like... It's as much a musical as, say, I don't know, Top Gun's a musical.
Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire. Yeah, that's a good example. It's just music punctuates the drama. And
there's a lot of diegetic music scenes, but nothing's really... None of the characters are like singing in it.
Ain't like that. So it's made in 1984, a good year for movies, and it's described as a musical drama film on Wikipedia. Directed by Herbert Ross. Not sure how else this guy's directed. He's actually he's a choreographer as well, which might explain, they probably picked him for a lot of dancing. But he did direct some comedies, quite known comedy, like Play It Again, Sam, which was a Woody Allen film, Sunshine Boys, and various other comedies, Steel Magnolias, and stuff like that. So then we come to Footloose. So this movie tells the story of Kevin Bacon's character, Ray McCormack, who's moved from a bigger town, I think Chicago.
Yeah, he's moved from Chicago to a small town called Beaumont.
Where he finds out he basically his first interaction with sort of people is he meets the local parson, I guess. I don't know.
Vicar?
Minister. Let's go with minister. John Lithgow. John Lithgow's in this, and
as Reverend Shaw. That's
right, and his wife is played by Diana Wiest as well, who's pretty good. Diane Wiest. And their daughter is played by Laurie Singer as well. Laurie Singer, probably famous for being in the Kids from Fame, that TV series Fame, but she's been in quite a few other things. I remember quite distinctly in a film called Warlock I quite liked. She was quite good in that. She's Mark Singer's sister. Mark Singer, who was probably famous for Beastmaster, and V. He was, but he's done loads of stuff. But he is quite famous for that. So Laurie Singer, she's also she is a cellist in real life as well, and she did that in her character in Fame as well. So she's got musical chops in that sense. And the soundtrack is all sorts of fun, isn't it? Really, I mean,
it's an eclectic one.
Yeah, Footloose by Kenny Loggins, just a great song, And they obviously heard the song, and they gave the name to the film, right? That must be how it works. But we also thrown in we have Let's Hear It for the Boy, and Holding Out for a Hero, and there's a few others too, right? There's a few others. One of the first interactions they get into is they talk about Slaughterhouse-5, like the minister disapproves strongly of it, and Ren only hears the tail end of the conversation. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's a great book," and they're kind of everyone goes quiet. Yeah. So yeah, there is this. Laurie is called Ariel. So bit Little Mermaid, and she's got a bit of a wild streak in her, hasn't she?
Our real introduction to the character is she basically does the splits between two moving cars.
Yeah,
as the truck's coming the other way.
Truck's coming, not caring, and basically nearly dies just for a bit of fun. And she thinks it's funny, and her friends do not think it's funny. Now, one of her friends is Sarah Jessica Parker, a very young Sarah Jessica Parker, and I didn't recognise her. Didn't know she was even in this film, so it was quite a surprise. The other one that surprised me is early on. He's at he goes to school for the first day, and I think he pulls up in a car that everyone thinks is a bit weird, and I can't remember.
What's a Volkswagen Beetle?
So, one of the guys kind of gives him a hard time, but he gives him lip back. Does he say something like, "We don't allow"? What's he say? I can't remember. He says,
it's like we don't allow pansies around here. Yeah. It's like, the only person that calls someone a pansy is an asshole and drives off.
Yeah. But they form a friendship, and that character's name is...
No, that's a different guy.
Oh, the guy you are right.
That tries to pick on him is Ariel's boyfriend. Who's kind of like an antagonist.
Yeah, but he does give some front also to this other character, Willard.
He does get some front too.
But they both start laughing. And that's played by Chris Penn, who I did not recognise him, but I recognised his voice. Now, Chris Penn's probably most famous for being the tough son in Reservoir Dogs. And that's what I did not know it was that guy until I heard his voice. I thought, is that the guy from... Because he looks completely different, and they weren't made that far apart. But then when you look into it, it's 8 years. 8 years is a quite long time. When you're very young, you develop a lot. So Chris Penn's in it too. So there's some interesting actors and actresses in this. Anyway, so this goes on. We also get a scene where there's they put a radio on, they're not supposed to have music or dancing in this town. It's all been banned.
Yeah, this guy gets
for some reason.
Ren gets pulled over because he's playing some rock music.
Yeah, and her dad turns up at the burger bar where they're all dancing, and she in particular is dancing and just turns the tape off and walks out again. Now, he's a surprising character, this, because you think he's going to be some hard-ass, one-dimensional...
Yeah, I thought he was going to be... When you hear, the sort of brief of this film, crazy reverend... A reverend's, stopping people dancing, he's made it illegal. Yeah. You'd think he'd be some frothing maniac, but no, he's actually quite a deep character.
And the reason that they've banned dancing and drinking and all sorts of music is because his son was in a devastating accident on a bridge, died. Fatal accident. So he's scared, he's frightened. He's basically instilled this fear into the whole town, and they're all with him, and the kids who are growing up are like, they're not that pleased about things. Some of them are, some of them are quite reactionary about Kevin Bacon and stuff. But there's two sides to it, especially, for example, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever. So they then what happens? They kind of
basically there's Ren sort of slowly inundates himself with the child populace. By playing... They're basically tractor joust, but they call it chicken. It's really not chicken. They're just jousting with tractors.
And while two tractors roll towards each other like playing chicken, Kevin Bacon...
Not quickly at all.
No,
they
very
are slowly
slow.
trundling down roads towards each other.
And we hear Holding Out for a Hero playing on the soundtrack. Amazing. And Kevin Bacon's character, Ren, gets his... trousers caught around.
He tries to jump out, but his shoelace gets caught on the pedal, so he can't jump.
So the other guy has to chicken out, and he wrecks a tractor. And Ren looks super cool, even though he doesn't say nothing. Yeah, he doesn't.
He just goes back to his sort of group.
Yes, yeah.
Who is the guy that he called an asshole earlier? This is what's his name, like Clint, something like that. Chuck.
Yeah. So also somehow he starts talking to Ariel, and him and her and Sarah Jessica Parker and Willard and various other ones. They all go to like a club outside of town and go for a dance.
Yeah, so before that happens, there's the famous like thrash dancing in the middle of the factory scene, which is where he does meet Ariel.
Yeah,
and she almost lets herself get hit by a train during that.
Oh yeah, she's nuts, and he has to save her from that too. So she's got a death wish of some sort. Anyway, she just hates this death. So we have a 3 or 4 minute sequence of Kevin Bacon going mad in a disused factory. Was it Footloose? It was Footloose, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Footloose. It was something else. What was it?
It was probably rocking out. Anyway, it was properly rocking out. Well, I'm trying to find the soundtrack. Hold on. So we have... Oh, man, it doesn't really list them. Waiting for a Girl Like You. Well, it wasn't that. Bang Your Head. Quiet Riot. It might have been that. Can't remember. There's quite a lot of songs in this.
It's called Never.
Never. Okay, Never. Yes, Never. So it's rocking out for a good which is the trailer moment, really. You saw a lot of that in the trailer, from what I remember from the trailer from the 80s. I remember that. Ariel and him are sort of antagonist. You know, it's one of these couple not getting on, but you can tell they're going to get together kind of thing. It is based on a true story, apparently, where they did try and ban a dancing in some town. This, so yeah, Now, because he starts hanging around, and Chuck gets annoyed, doesn't he?
Because he sort of sets him up to almost get caught by for possession of drugs at one point.
Oh yeah, they give him a joint, and then
the local drug dealer basically walks and goes, "Hey, here's a free sample," and shoves it in his pocket before he can say anything. And then a teacher runs out, and so he has to fucking dart into the toilet and flush it down the loo and say, "Well, there's no evidence anymore." So
It's
an odd one.
He nearly gets caught out.
Yeah.
I have to say, there's one thing about this film was it's tonally all over the place, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's the weirdest first half because, like I say, there's tractor jousting. There's the almost drug deal, and then there's the thrashing in the abandoned factory.
Yeah, and
but then afterwards, it just becomes like an actual movie,
and a drama.
Yeah, full on drama.
So at one point, because Ariel's been kind of hanging around with Ren, Chuck gets annoyed and starts
slapping her around,
and he slaps her. She gets him and starts hitting him, smashing his truck. It's great. It's absolutely great. So he grabs her and basically he wins her, doesn't he? And then he says, "I was through you with you anyway." Yeah, he would say that, wouldn't he? He would say that.
Yeah.
Also, she falls out with her dad at one point, and he slaps her.
So he slaps her too. So.
It's a bit grim, this film, in that respect. But she's pretty tough. But even
to look back to the past, there are quite a lot of scenes about him talking about, well, why is this not working? It feels wrong to do. This sort of thing, but it's the only way I can see the problem solved.
Yeah, again, adding to the complexity of this character, he's definitely not one-dimensional. And his wife is kind of on Ariel's side too, and he's saying this isn't helping, and she sort of does that. And basically, then Ren starts talking about, we want to dance. Can we?
We want a prom.
We want a prom. and like it's against the town laws and all this. But there's a town meeting, and he gets to talk. And he really doesn't know what he was saying. Now, Ariel gets a Bible with all these quotes about the joy of dancing and celebrating God through dancing and all this, that, and the other. Which, I don't think it said explicitly, but essentially her mum kind of set her up to it. Because at one point...
It looks like her mum helped her, because she does a lot of sort of smiling at her when she's there.
And the minister's giving a side eye. Did you...
But the minister, I do like that he's like... Okay, I can see this.
He's not entirely negative about it, but there's also a weird scene where it's like the school head teacher going on about, these books are terrible.
He just jumps off the fucking rails. He's just immediately like, well, all the books are sinful, so we got to burn them all.
And he starts burning books, and as soon as the minister hears they're burning books at the school, he goes straight over and goes, no, this is this is
wrong. What the hell are you doing? Satan isn't in the books, he's in all your heart.
Essentially, when you start burning books, you know you're on the wrong side. There's one group that did that, and we all know who they are. And when you start doing things like that, there's something wrong, right? In is going on, and in the end, the ministers kind of, you know what?
Yeah, they hold hold the town vote, and then they lose. Yeah, they lose. The main characters lose the vote,
but the minister does speak up and sort of say, what's he say? He says things like, "I'm not sure if this is right or not," kind of thing. It's basically. It kind of gives them their a blessing to do it. And also, Ren's got a job with this guy who we don't see much of.
I think it's like a sort of either like a seed bagging place or
he's humping around big bags.
Yeah, right? he's putting grain-looking stuff in bags. It might be soil. Yeah. And then he's moving the bags around places. That's all we really see of it. But his boss basically walks him to the edge of the village. It's like, well, if our fire brigade can't go past there, I reckon our police can't either.
Yeah.
So if you did something past there, you could probably get away with it.
Yeah, so he basically says that building there is out of town limits, so therefore you can have a dance there. The boss is interesting because he doesn't say much, but he's kind of a devil's advocate. He doesn't really approve of how the town conducts itself, but he doesn't really say much either.
Yeah.
And it's weird because at one point it looks like he doesn't get on with Kevin Bacon, but they kind of do.
And to be fair, that one bit is when what's her name, Ariel, comes up to it, and he's like sort of starts strutting his stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ray, get back on the damn bags! God damn it!"
Yeah, and I have to say, I think going back to the book burning, I think the book burning was the thing that changed the minister's mind. It's like, I don't feel I'm on the right side anymore.
Yeah.
It was all.
And in the end, he sort of ends up chaperoning the dance from outside.
Yeah. And they bump into the Ren's boss as well, who says, didn't expect to see you here, Minister, and all this kind of stuff.
And him and his wife have a sweet little talk.
Yeah. Oh, there's also some fighting going on. At one point, Willard kicks people's asses.
Yeah, Willard, who's been learning to dance, he has a fun little montage to...
and he's fantastic. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's really good. So let's hear it for the boys.
Let's hear it for the boys. So he goes from being absolutely useless to being... Oh, and he does have a fight over a guy that cuts in and starts dancing with his girl because he doesn't want to dance.
Yeah.
And he actually taps this guy on the shoulder. And this guy's about 35 from the look of him. And he says, "Hey, she came with me." And the guy goes, "Well, it looks like she'll be going home with me." And there's a massive fight. That's kind of
cool. It's pretty funny because Chuck and his cronies sort of show up at the dance intending to start problems. And Willard's kind of walking in. And the guy's like, "Oh, you don't want to have trouble. Let him walk past and then kick him in the ass. Yeah. And then he just jumps up and starts laying them out. In one punch each, just bam, bam, working away along a line.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Bacon comes in with a flying kick to Chuck.
Yeah, proper Kirk move that was, isn't it? A proper flying kick. Yeah. I did like Willard. It made me laugh when he was antagonising when he says, "Look, I promised Ren I wouldn't fight, all right?" And they start, and then he just does, and they go to it, right?
It's funny, Ren sort of ends up in a one-on-one with Chuck, but Willard just stays behind, laying out these four dudes.
Yeah. It's very funny, very funny.
Yeah.
I did enjoy this film quite a lot, and I did. This is the first watch for me. I've never seen it, and I was aware of. Yeah, obviously I was aware of it, but I'd never seen it before, and it surprised me because I thought it was going to be really quite predictable. But it wasn't, and I kind of like that. I liked how all the characters were kind of slightly underplayed. Ariel was a real firecracker. She was going to get into trouble if someone didn't sort of make her a bit happier. But so that kind of worked out too. And it kind of just ends on the dance, doesn't it? It just ends on the dance.
The story's problem is resolved, so you don't really need to see it further. So
I have to mention the opening credits made me laugh because it was just playing Footloose, and it's just people's pair of feet like rocking out. It's just loads of different footwear, basically. People wearing different footwear, rocking out, and you just saw their foot. They were being very literal, I guess, with the song. Now it was quite a long film as well, 110 minutes, but it didn't feel it to me. Did it to you?
No, it went by very quick. Once I'd sort of gone over the mental first half, it's just like, what is going on? I don't understand the sort of flow of events between these, like the tractor jousting, and then
because it went from like goofy to serious to quite dark to back to goofy, and because the characters weren't one-dimensional, you went with it because it wasn't like, well, this story doesn't matter. If it had been worse characterization or acting, I think that would have not worked at all. Yeah. But it did.
That would have tanked this. This would have just been like a hokey sort of flat power film.
And interestingly, I thought the tonal shifting actually made the film more interesting too, rather than jarring as well. It kind of worked in the film's favour. I think they kind of, whatever they did, they got it right, and it worked quite well. Now it did really well as well. Budget was $8 million and it made 80 million, and that's just in the US. I bet it's made more like 250 million over the years. Actually, I would guess something like this. But they did quite well out of this. Was there any actors you particularly liked or disliked?
Honestly, I quite liked our main cast. I liked was it Willard? I liked Ren. I liked John Lithgow's Reverend Shaw. He was really good because it's a lot of put across in just his face. His dialogue fairly simple. It's like, I don't know why this is happening, but it's him just sort of sat in bed, just like you see like everything going through on his face.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of these actors in other things. For example, there's a woman in it who's only got a small part, but she's the mother in Gremlins. She was in it. Okay. I'm trying to think of some of it. John Lithgow was in a few different 80s films. He wasn't really a film star then. He was more... But he was known. Do you know what I mean? This was before he went into Third Rock and really, was seen to be a great cop. But, he did the Twilight Zone movie. He took the William Shatner role in the Twilight Zone, 20... Was it something at 20,000 feet? Horror at 20... Whatever it was called. And Diane Wiest did a lot of quite interesting roles in Woody Allen films earlier than this, so that was kind of cool too. I just liked it all, and I do like Laurie Singer. I haven't seen her in too much, but she's very distinctive, and she's tall, isn't she? She's tall and she's a pretty good dancer.
It's kind of funny how these guys that keep assaulting her are shorter than her.
But she often gives us, until she's winded or something, she gives as good as she gets. But I was kind of shocked when the minister slapped her. I wasn't expecting that because he didn't seem that type at all, and he never really expressed regret of it. He just said it's not working, but his wife was like, so there was that. So a fun day to day. I'm glad you picked this. It was kind of interesting. And there was a remake in 2011. It's meant to be awful, from what I understand, but I'm never going to see it. So whatever. This is one of this song. I don't know. There's something about it. It's one of the great 80s songs. It shouldn't work as well as it did. Kenny Loggins did 2 soundtracks for films. Probably more, but 2 that stand out. Footloose, and he did that soundtrack on Caddyshack. I'm Alright, I think it was. I think that was...
I'd argue Top Gun is also kind of his
Kenny Loggins
soundtrack work.
Did he do something in Top Gun? I don't remember that.
Are you
What did he do in Top Gun?
Danger Zone.
Oh, of course. Well, how could I miss that? Of course. Well, that's free, isn't it? That's free. Yeah, Danger Zone. He had there was something about Kenny Loggins. He was rocking it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of middle of the roady kind of stuff, but it was still great. It kind of just worked. How did I forget Danger Zone? That's ridiculous. Oh dear! I better go give my movie card back. Yeah, I don't deserve it anymore.
Sure, hand it to the guy that you ruined Top Gun for.
Oh, let's not tell that story.
Yeah,
I'll tell it whenever we cover Top Gun. I'll tell that story, but until then,
yeah.
We'll part that for now. Anyway,
you could bridge us on.
I could bridge us onto Top Gun. Kenny Loggins.
I have never seen Top Gun. So.
Have you not? Well, I might think about that. But the thing is, I'd want to watch Maverick, and that's a bit as well. And I don't think. Well, we could Daisy it because Tom Cruise isn't my entry, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do. But yeah. All right then. Let's. All right. Well, scores. And any last thoughts? What would you give?
Okay, I'd give this an 8.
Yeah, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah, I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a very, very hokey film.
Yeah.
Just from the sort of elevator pitch of it. But, yeah, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So.
Yeah, I will also give it an 8. I was surprised how good it was. And it's not brilliant, but it's unpredictable. You just, in a subtle way, not completely left turns halfway through or anything like that. It's just the characters were played well and they weren't obvious, And I think Tom Lithgow's Minister was the real standout there because he really didn't act how you expected a character like this to act at all. And it was kind of fun. A fun film all round and sort of engaging. A very engaging film. I don't.
Yeah, it kept us in attention.
Yeah, I don't think I looked at my watch once while I was watching it. So pretty decent. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So okay, let's wind up there then, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right then. So bye from me.
Bye.